Malachi, which way you gonna run?
Malachi. Told her. That's your right there. This is the lamest firework ever.
Oh shit! People.
Hi, I'm Cameron.
And I'm EJ.
And this is a Big Sankofa. So it's a new year.
Yes. Hallelujah.
So we just want to give you guys a 2022 recap. A lot of things has happened this year.
That's right. In February of 2022, Big had its first certification class. We had 8 students that participated. 4 of them passed their exam and were able to become certified professional building inspectors of Ghana. The other 4 are just waiting to retake their examination in order to complete their full requirements to receive the certification. And so it's gone pretty well. One of my students from the course is now working as an estate officer, yes. And so, but he told me, I got clarity on it. He was already being interviewed, or maybe even already knew he was going to get hired. Mm-hmm. But taking the course, he said, definitely made him confident that he was able to fulfill the job duties and responsibilities as an estate officer. So that was pretty cool. Was it in March when you got selected to be on the board for GREPA?
I think so. Yeah, March we had our inauguration for the Ghana Real Estate Professional Association, where I was named a executive officer of GREPA. And GREPA is one of the main organizations out that has really been advocating and helping to even draft bills for the real estate, to make transformation in Ghana real estate. So it's definitely an honor to be part of that board and to be part of the change that's coming to the real estate market here in Ghana.
Excellent. And then in April, we had finally moved into our home. Correct? Was that April?
It was April. No, it was March, April, because actually what happened was, and I don't want to go too in detail of this because this will probably be something for another episode, but in March, on Elijah's birthday, someone broke into our apartment. That was kind of like where we already started to feel like, why are we renting when we have a whole compound with 3 homes on them that we could be living in? But I don't think that was the straw that broke the camel's back. The straw that broke the camel's back was sometime maybe in April, late May, when our landlord was having a land dispute with the families. Somewhere in the family, there was some land dispute issues. And we got a phone call at 6 a.m. from my sister, who was also living in the complex, saying that there was armed police officers and random people off the street coming and evacuating people out of the complex.
Wow. It was a crazy day. We tried to call everybody we knew to, try to give us some help. And some people came through. But, ultimately, that's one of the things here in Ghana, land disputes. And when you really don't own your own property, you always run the risk of at any time someone showing up and, letting you know that you're having to move. You're evicted, basically. And, it's really unfortunate.
Even when you own your property, I mean, there can be land disputes
That's
here in
correct.
Ghana. I mean, we've had friends, we've had friends who have had issues with land disputes. They thought they were going through the right channels, but there is a very detailed route that you have to go through to rightfully be able to stake claim to your property, and most people skip those steps. And so that's one of the benefits of being a member of GREPA is I'm privy to all of those little and fine details that have to take place. But you know, when you're renting, you don't know what's
You
going
don't
on
know.
behind those closed doors. And so we were a victim of a land dispute.
And then let me see. In May and June, the NFL came to Ghana and did its official touchdown in Ghana event where several of our athletes from the Ghana American Football Federation were able to participate in the first NFL combine right here in Ghana. And so I think we had about 3 or 4 athletes that were able to go and display their skill and, you know, have an opportunity to be noticed, to be considered to go to the higher or next level in competition. Then on that Friday and Saturday, we did training with the 10 coaches that we selected from 10 basic schools and the 200 children. We did a basic training event teaching them the basic skills of American flag football and training the coaches so that they'll be able to, you know, coach them and be competitive, you know, for a future tournament that they will be able to compete in, to have an opportunity to go to the Pro Bowl and compete for international title. So that was very exciting. And then on that Sunday, they had an event at Kempinski.
Oh, it was a big event.
Yes, and we got to go and take photos with the Lombardi Trophy, and they had on display all of the Super Bowl rings, and man, they had Madden going, and oh man, they had like combine drills that you could compete in with your family. So they had like the broad jump, vertical jump. They had a quiz station where you know, they asked you 10 questions, football questions, and depending on how you answer it, they would give you a prize. And
And
so,
you got to race Elijah.
yes,
Smoked him.
yes, yes. It wasn't, you know, it was easy. It was easy, old. But I had to show them Dad still had the wheels. And so, you know, it was a very fun time. Live DJ, they had a few snacks and everything. And so it was really eventful. And so let's see. Then what, July, Elijah was his first competition in rugby. Was that in July?
Yeah,
I
he
believe
had a
so.
few. Yeah.
Yeah, he finally joined the team, the Tigers. I don't want to slaughter the name. Please forgive me, but we are the Tigers. We have a great coaching staff. Oh man, and very competitive for our first year. Well, with me and Elijah being a part of the team, me being an assistant coach and Elijah being an athlete, our team came in third out of 5 teams, or maybe 6. I'm not sure, but it was okay. I mean, we did okay. We know how to prepare ourselves and be more competitive for this upcoming rugby season. But
Elijah had a lot of looks though.
yeah, definitely, he
He
did
like
good.
rope tied some guy. I mean, first of all, he's only 13. He had
Yeah,
just turned 13 when he started playing rugby, and this is called youth rugby, but it goes up to
18.
18. So there's grown men who actually drove themselves to the game that our 13-year-old boy is out there tackling. So he definitely made us proud. But as a mom, is really scary.
Yeah.
So we had some scares there, but we made it through. We also started our aquaponics
Form in July.
Yeah. And so we went through all the construction process. We looked at different ways of constructing the greenhouse. I mean, you could have
Yeah.
it where it's prefabricated with the plastic. It's like the polyurethane type plastic, but we really wanted something for longevity. And at just looking at the cost of it all, we found that it was cheaper to actually build
To build
a
it.
greenhouse out of real brick and wood and screen and the polyurethane plastic panels. And so we went that route and built the whole, it's 40 by 60 greenhouse
Yes.
to house our aquaponics system. So we got that going.
That's right. And please, if you're interested in getting one of these systems, learning more about it, maybe even getting some insight on how to construct the greenhouse, please reach out to us. We'll respond as quickly as possible to try to give you that support and information. But it's been a long process.
I literally drew it out first.
Uh-huh.
I'm really big on that. I draw everything out as far as the layout and where it should be and how many courses of blocks needed to be from the ground up, and did a pretty good job at calculating how much wood was needed. So we had workers to build it.
That's right.
But we didn't have a builder to design it. That's something that we did, and it came along really nicely.
It's a learning process, one that we have become pretty familiar with, and can definitely, guys, help anyone who wants that type of support.
Yeah. So after we got the greenhouse built, we researched a lot of different aquaponics techniques and found a few that Ghana actually has a couple of aquaponics companies here. And so we did our research, went out and visited them at some of the sites and things that they had going on. And then we finally settled on one. And it's a company that we feel good enough actually to partner with. And so we're working with them to put together large to small size scale aquaponics systems for other people who have been asking us, how to get started. Ours is, they call it commercial grade. It's on the bigger scale, but you can have something as small as just enough to feed your own personal family. Ours can rotate up to 2,400 vegetation at a time and 600 fish. And we chose tilapia because we don't eat catfish. But 600 tilapia takes about 6 months to get it to plate size. And then during that 6 months, you can have constant rotations of lettuce or cabbage or peppers. We actually went through a rotation of black eyed peas, and we're still growing greens. We have some peppers and cabbage right now. Arugula. But we actually just ate, and EJ had just cooked some of the black eyed peas that we had harvested and some of the greens. It was really good with some turkey. So yeah, it was really nice. Got that going.
Let's see. August, September, we had the ARC event.
Oh yeah, it was the second. It was the second ARC event. The first one was phenomenal. The second one was really nice as well. It's just basically a international conference where all the masterminds in real estate, as it pertains to Africa real estate, come together, network, and learn from each other. And this year's purpose was on sustainability and green building and development.
That's right.
And so, yeah, that went off really well. That was put on by GREPA, the Ghana Real Estate Professional Association. Also, Elijah started school.
That's right. He sure did.
He had been homeschooled. I've been homeschooling him since he was in third grade. So before we even left the United States, he was homeschooled. And even when we got here, we just still kept that going. But as he got into junior high, he really wanted to be around his peers.
Yeah. And then with everybody's input, he needs to go to school. It's for he's already social. He's already has a ton of friends, but everybody thinks for some reason children need to go to school with their peers. And
He loves it. So he's
Yeah.
Hayden. I actually was very happy for him to be able to do it. I mean, because I was the main one in charge of his homeschool, and it's just doing that creates this barrier there where you end up getting frustrated with your child. So now that's someone else's problem, and we really get the opportunity to just enjoy him and not have to be a teacher all the time.
That's true.
There's other things that we can teach him, just here at home with our businesses and things. So that's what the activities I like to do with him. But trying to teach, I mean, really honestly, he's about to surpass me or has surpassed me in my math knowledge. So it wasn't going to be much that I could really teach him anyway. So I'm glad that he's able to go, and he's going to an international school in Accra. So for that reason, even though we have our house and compound in the eastern region, we had to maintain an apartment in Accra. So he was living there. My sister also had an apartment next door, so he was living there while we were back and forth, back and forth.
Mhm.
And but then Malachi's here, so she was able to kind of take him too, and so they're basically living in the city while we're here
That's
in
right.
the eastern region. And so yeah, he's loving school. Malachi's been doing a lot, trying to build her career. She's a overall creator. In fact, her name is Mally the Creatrix. And so she loves to screenwrite, songwrite, perform her actual music. She loves to write poetry, and so she's had lots of opportunities
Do that.
to do that on a big stage. I think it was in September. The the Black Star International Film Festival was here, and she was asked to open up their filming ceremony with a poem. So that was really exciting. And then she was also asked to perform in their concert, where she got to perform one of her songs that she wrote. Specifically, like about Ghana. It's called Sweet Like Milo. And then she's had other opportunities. My sister has was that also in September? Yeah, in September she signed the lease for Serenity House Ghana.
No, that's right. Very big deal. Very excited for Chai.
Yeah, it's a huge compound in airport residential that will be dubbed as a event space. So it's part event space, part cafe, part bed and breakfast, and also women business hub. She's really into women's empowerment, and she's also done lots of guest speaking, public speaking events on women empowerment. And so it was a passion of hers to kind of bring all that together. So that humongous space has 3 rooms upstairs that is used, or 4 rooms that's used as a bed and breakfast that will be a safe and soft landing pad for women
That's right.
travelers who are coming in solo, who want to find a comfortable and safe place to stay because this is their first time here and they're all alone. But then also it has an internet cafe at the bottom where people who have to work remotely can come in, network, or work on their computer. And then there's a big courtyard area that is used as an event space. It has a massive stage that was locally built. There's even been some events there. There was the Fire on the Runway, International Fire on the Runway, that was held by a really good friend of ours, Nika Malone. She's the founder of Fire on the Runway, and she put together a immaculate event.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah, it was really nice. She pulled designers from all over Africa, from Kenya, from Nigeria, from Togo, and some other places, a lot of different places. And they all got to display their artwork. I mean, their fashion. And the theme was sustainability on that too. So a lot of them were using sustainable designs. Like one girl was using, she repurposes and reprints her own design on fabric. So that was really nice.
That was excellent.
Malachi actually performed and wrote a special poem specifically for that event as well, and had the opportunity to perform that.
And when we say poem, she does spoken word for y'all to know. Like, yeah. She's not like, hey, yeah. Spoken word.
Spoken word artist.
That's right.
And so, yeah, she got to do a lot with that.
In November, we finally had our tournament for our basic schools to determine who will go to play in the Pro Bowl in February. It was on a Friday and a Saturday. We had a girls competition on Friday, then the boys competition on Saturday. And it was some nice football being displayed out there. One of the best quarterbacks is a young lady, Samuela. Shout out Samuela. She's very good, comfortable in the pocket, moves around, and she can throw pretty much on the dime. So aside from that, in November we had an awards night from the Ghana Property Express.
That's right. Let me
And
go get that. Oh, where is it?
right there.
Oh, okay.
And so that was a busy uh, pretty busy night because the awards assembly ceremony was actually on a Friday. And so I was on the field from 6 a.m. until 6 p.m. Went home, took a shower, got myself prepared, and was at the award ceremony by 8 p.m. And then we didn't leave the award ceremony till midnight. And then the following Saturday, I had to be back at the field by 8 a.m. And so it was a pretty hectic weekend. I think it was like, yeah, it was pretty hectic. It was pretty busy.
But the award, though, was for outstanding real estate industry player that was awarded for building inspections to building inspectors of Ghana.
That's right.
And I think that it is well deserved, and that EJ is doing an excellent job on helping to change the infrastructure here in Ghana. And he isn't trying to be a one-man show. I mean, just even opening a school here in Ghana and training other individuals to become building inspectors, or to take that knowledge and apply it to their career that they're already in real estate, I think is really going to make a difference. And that's why they chose him as the outstanding real estate industry player of 2022. And so it was a beautiful event that was put on with lots of other key players in the real estate industry. They selected best brokerage, best
Wells Realty.
Yes, best brokerage.
Hey, Hannah.
They also did best developer, best builder, best like supplier, and best organization. And so it was just an overall big event to honor those who have been making a mark in Ghana real estate. EJ was privileged enough to be awarded it. So that was really good.
And lastly, for February 2023, we will have another course, February 20th through the 24th. And so once again, I'm only taking 10 students. And so please, if you're interested in, becoming a certified professional building inspector here in Ghana, specifically the Ghana market, please, I encourage you to go to the website, buildinginspectorsgh.com, put in your information, submit your CV, your resume, and we will send you more information to get you going in the enrollment process. But it's going to be fun. It's going to be a hybrid of online, 3 days online. We do 1 day in the field training where we look at 3 different homes at different stages of construction. And then we have a final 5th day where you come in, you do a 100 question exam, and you pass it with a grade of 70 or better. And then we have a participation certificate that we present, and take some good photos, and And that's really the sum of the course. So please leave a reply, go to the website, and you can get more information on the course.
So another thing that kind of came at the end of the year to get us kicked off for the new year is that EJ was elected an executive board member for a new organization that's going to make a lot of changes here in Ghana real estate.
Yes, the Rental Housing Association of Ghana, RHAG. I'm an executive board member. As one of three. I'm one of three, and our main objective is to cleanse and sanitize the rental sector within the real estate industry. I have horror stories, been evicted, trying to find somewhere to stay, not knowing if the individual who's showing me the property actually has an interest, if they're really legit, because it is, you have to be careful when you are renting in this market, and you have to really vet and make sure you proceed with caution, and that you have all the information needed before giving any monies to agree to any lease of term. And so I'm excited to be a part of the board and to provide my expertise in project management, in construction, and just the overall processes in maintaining um, annual maintenance on buildings to ensure that you know tenants are receiving quality living conditions for what they're paying for. And so I'm pretty excited for uh, 2023, with the course, and, doing more inspections, and, being a part of this association to really change the climate, so to speak, within the real estate industry. So I'm thankful. Hallelujah.
Yeah. So we have a lot of good memories in 2022, and we're looking to make some even better ones here in 2023. And really looking to partner with a lot of the professionals that we've met in our experiences here. And so, like one thing people always ask is, how were you able to build your houses and everything? We built 3 houses in less than a year, put up walls, security fences. We did all of that, and I believe that's really only possible with real, true oversight.
That's right.
And so, by knowing and networking with some of the builders and the contractors and things like that, we really put together a solid crew of individuals where we feel we can create packages of affordable homes for people that most importantly will be oversighted by EJ to make sure that they're being built to the best standards, and that corners aren't being cut, and that supplies aren't going missing. And so that's something that we really hope to jump off the new year with. Along with, we built a chicken coop.
Oh, that's true.
Our neighbor who is a big time chicken farmer right behind us, he raises chickens and turkeys. In fact, you might have saw one of the videos where he gave us a gigantic turkey.
Oh, that's true. Yep.
Yeah, and so he helped us to build a small, modest chicken coop. It can hold up to about 20 layers, and so I'm really looking forward to that, and having fresh eggs every morning, and everything.
Yeah. To me, it's bittersweet. There's just more mouths to feed. But definitely, as they get bigger, we would definitely put them to use.
I mean, the fact that they can lay eggs every day means it's worth it. I mean, if you have dogs and you know that you have to feed dogs every day, and all you get out of them is poop,
That's it.
So having chickens is a much better use of land and utility for your money if you have to feed animals, because these are chickens that will produce food for us every day. So I'm excited about it. The chicken coop is coming along really nicely, and it costs us all of literally less than 50 CD to build,
That's right.
which is the equivalent of maybe $5 today. But that's because we repurpose and reuse all the scrap woods and everything that we had from previous construction builds. So the only thing we had to actually buy were the hinges for the doors, maybe a couple of roofing nails, and that was it. Everything else was locally sourced around our compound.
And that's another thing with the construction management. Typically, and it's not a bad practice to overstate the quantity of material you need, because you definitely don't want to understate, and now you can't complete a wall. But in this market, I've noticed that any leftover material, sometimes they'll just leave it, or they'll put it in a pile and burn it.
Or they'll take it, which is
Or they'll
worse
take
if
it.
you were the
Yes.
one purchasing the supplies.
And so we made sure all any extra paint, blocks, iron rods, rafters, uh, everything. Even when we got our aquaponics system, we kept the extra netting, pipes, tarp, and so we have been able to repurpose and just basically just pull from our land, any materials that we need for any future projects. And so that's very important, lastly, in the construction management, making sure that when they have completed construction, that the site is clean. You'll find a lot of times, water sachets, old shoes that got spoiled while constructing the home, shirts. You'll see all this rubbish that, when everybody's gone and you're walking your land, you're like,
Yeah.
you
You
know.
never really get a true clean site. You always having to clean up after someone.
One group of laborers I told them to please, take the rubbish with them. They just threw it on the other side of my fence. So I'm walking out and I'm like, okay, they cleaned up. I get outside my fence and I go to look down the fence line. All the rubbish is just right there. And so these are things that you definitely, don't consider until you come and you're like, hey, so definitely the construction management, especially if you're abroad and trying to begin your project, definitely, you need that third party, non-biased individual that can, provide that extra oversight, because, a contractor, a builder would tell you, oh, my guy has it. My guy has it. And, there's kind of a conflict of interest there, just leaving all the checks and balances to the builder who you're contracting for hire. So, you want to have a third party that can come in there, really report the news and findings, and be able to, provide that transparency, peace of mind, accountability throughout the construction process.
A lot of people, they'll say, "Oh, I have someone, a cousin." So there's a lot of the diaspora community who is actually there. They are Ghanaian, but they've lived abroad, and so they have family members here. But we're finding that they are calling EJ to do the inspections.
That's
right. But they trusted, a cousin or a cousin of a cousin to
brother-in-law
to do the oversight, and they can't do it. I mean, one, because they're just not trained and knowledgeable on it, and then two, there's kind of a conflict of interest there. So yeah, really having someone there who isn't a family member, and isn't working directly for you as the builder to oversee the process. So yeah, that was 2022.
Yep. Looking forward to 2023. Hallelujah.
Okay, so as always, we welcome your comments and we look forward to finishing this conversation in the comments below. So please leave that and like and share. And until next time, this is a Big Sankofa.
Oh, and please share, like, and comment. Let us know what things you guys would like to see. We get a lot of feedback that people want to see more of Ghana. Some people want more, insight to how to maneuver. Just let us know. Would you like us to interview certain individuals? Just let us know, and we'll be glad to appease all requests and give you guys the content that you desire. Thank you.
So next time, this is Big Sankofa.
Bye.